About ready?
Party on, Garth.
No. I'm Wayne. You're Garth. You're the one with the horn-rimmed glasses.
I know.
All right, so. I am your host, Dr. Morgus Rotten. This is my co-host,
Mortis.
And today, first of all, we want to say, screw you, Ben.
Yeah, Ben.
Screw you.
People like you. People like you
are the reason that this crap happens. We'd like you to please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. If you're watching this on YouTube, it would really, really help, you know. We're just starting out. I know there's a ton of people out there making horror content, so I want to say thank you for checking our video out and whatnot.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, the Golden Girls were cool. Let's hope it's not another thing Disney ever decides to remake. God help us. Speaking of remakes. Anyway, today's film is the 2018 film by Charlie Steep. The Barge People.
Barge People.
Also directed Freeze, Vampire Virus, The Haunting of the Tower of London, and this year released Gods of the Deep.
Gods of the Deep, you say?
Gods of the Deep. I haven't really seen any of those films yet, but I'm looking forward to them. Gods of the Deep look kind of cool, even though, of course, IMDb's tearing it apart. I think that seems to be the modus operandi with horror movies these days, and usually it's funny. I don't usually review newer films, but the Barge People grabbed my attention. A bunch of people get together, decide to take a trip down the waterways of England on a barge, and I think Barge People is a good name for the film, and they get attacked by Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets Chud mutant monster things that eat people, and
I look, man, it's one of those telltale stories of be careful what you rent your B&B. Be careful on.
I think they're trying to get in now.
I think we're haunted.
Sorry, there's a lot of wind outside the morgue today, so sorry about the background noise if you hear it. Nothing we can do. Mother Nature is
Mother Nature.
Yeah, unfortunately, she seems to be on her rag these days in California, so it's a different thing every day.
But essentially, it's just one of those precautionary tales of heed when people tell you don't do that. Stay on your path, and don't bring douchey friends.
Right, and boyfriends, it's what's for dinner.
Right?
Point being is, okay, with this film, okay, it's like this, okay? I mean, again, screw you, Ben. You know, it's kind of funny, this character, Ben, is actually kind of the catalyst of what screws the whole film up.
Well, yeah, because if it wasn't for Ben, they would have had a regular trip.
Yeah. Because, you know, I usually give you the whole spiel of the film. But we're going to do this. Yeah, we can't do this. This is a newer film. I want you to watch it. If you got Shudder, it's streaming on Shudder. And don't look at the IMDb rating and whatnot. I mean, you already know horror movies always seem to get lambasted anyway. Does it have a lot of the only thing I don't like about it is it has some unnecessary conversation in the film. There's a lot of character development, which is very cool for a film that's made recently, because you actually do care about the characters to a degree. But the point being is, you know, the monsters, the Barge People themselves, creepy. Very creepy looking, nasty. We actually can't find any information on who did
the
makeup or the special effects, which are all practical effects. There's no CGI going on in this film that I could see.
None at all.
And it was really, 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 really nice from that effect, because it gives it a very unique look these days, I think.
Yeah, it was very clean. There wasn't any of that weird feeling about it, and
nasty white milky stuff everywhere.
Right, and it's green blood that just sprays up. It looks,
Hey, but dude, there is a little warning here. If you don't like runny green and white and yellow, and you might want to avoid this film, because if you know, I've known people that like spew when they see stuff like that. to me, it
If you
doesn't.
go, I'm gonna, and then we're all gonna.
Right. This movie though, it has it. Like I said, they're going down. A lot of interesting characters.
Well, we get the guy they rented the barge from,
Yes.
and then you get that weird jogger with the long hair.
Yeah, he was
Not the jogger, the guy with the dog.
Yeah, the guy with the dog. The guy with the dog was Chomper.
I think so.
I
Yeah.
think it was Chomper. I can't remember what the dog's name is. I'm so terrible. Usually I'm a little bit more prepared for this, but yeah, I don't remember the dog's name actually right now. But yeah, it's like, you get the, hey, you don't want to go down here, don't, it's funny, we were watching the movie and they got the, pub,
Yeah.
pub down here.
Big old.
Or
There's
pub
a painted
this way,
sign. Okay.
and it is like something straight out of Friday the 13th. Get back on the barge. Don't go there. But yeah, I mean, the guy, who rents him the barge, I mean, just right off the bat, it's, got a very creepy feel to it. There's a tone and an atmosphere in this film that...
Oh, and the soundtrack, which helped
Yes.
push that really hard. And the soundtrack, the music was done by Sam... all I can say is Ben because I cannot pronounce your last name. It's Benjafield, I believe.
Yes, Benjafield.
Benjafield?
Sam Benjafield. It's got a very cool sound to it. It kind of reminds me of the old 1970s, early 80s Gaello films, or Fulci, but no. It's actually got a very strong Argento feel to it. As a matter of fact, the music is almost kind of goblinish, but more digital. As a lot of this film has a lot of kind of like a Wes Craven 80s kind of...
The way it was filmed, the
Yeah.
cinematography was done very, very well on that.
The strange use of abstract color for lighting and stuff, like 976 Evil.
Yeah.
We're looking right at you, Robert Englund. These guys were fans.
Especially when later you get... Well, there's a scene where it's towards the beginning where they're inside their lair, but you don't know it's their lair yet.
Yeah.
And it captures you.
You don't want to be a Boy Scout in this film, by the way. But on top of that, it's even got some more interesting ideas. There's some stuff from Chud. If you guys have seen Chud from the 80s, there's a lot of toxic waste going on and stuff. This might be where the barge people came from. There's a guy there that's supposedly checking the water, and then another guy that, we dump the water at night because they don't want him seeing it during the day and whatnot. And no offense.
No illegal activity.
I don't know who you were either, but you were the biggest idiot in the whole movie because, man, come on. Fell for the easiest trick in the book. But let me tell you, the
you have to watch the movie to find out the trick.
The barge people themselves, though, I mean, seriously, it does make it worth it. These days, especially when it comes to like monster movies, we're seeing kind of a bigger influx of them.
Yeah, creature features,
and the barge people definitely sits up there and is well worth checking out.
Yeah,
I think so.
I really like the fact that even with the makeup on and the masks, they could move. You could see the eyes move. It wasn't fake.
Yeah. Well, the prosthetics.
Yeah, the prosthetics were really good.
Really well.
They were kept wet, so they looked more flesh-like.
No, they were gross looking.
A lot of blood.
Yeah, it's a gory movie.
I believe it even says satisfyingly gory.
Yeah.
Satisfyingly gory.
I wouldn't doubt it. That it would say that. What was that other line?
And just
a highly entertaining and satisfyingly gory horror film, according to Starburst magazine, which I hope has no relation to Starburst candy.
Hey, those are yummy. But as most horror films, this movie takes place on a Friday night, an average Friday night.
Yeah. Leading into what could potentially be the weekend from hell.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I guess one of the other things I really like about this film, the way it was filmed, it's just got a very, very slick look to it.
It was filmed very nicely, and the editing.
Yes.
The editing was very on par. Sometimes on par. Sorry.
On par.
The editing was very on par.
Yeah.
And There's sometimes like you get a really good script, some great actors, and the editing and filming is just atrocious, and it's really hard to get through. The hardest thing to get through in this whole film is just the story building, and that's very simple because the way they shoot it, it really keeps you through it.
Look. It's not a perfect movie. My problem is not the story building itself. Okay, here's my my one gripe with this film, really. And again, I don't think that it drags it down to a 4.2 out of 10, like IMDb is saying.
No.
I don't think it's a 4.2 film. I've seen
6.2.
Yeah, you know. Well, I'll give you my idea when we get there. But some of the conversation going on, you're kind of like going, why is this even being said at this moment? There's my problem. I understand you're trying to build character, but like there's a conversation about her mother's cross, and my mom gave this to me, and at the moment you're kind of like sitting there. It's like you know, when you see a horror movie and it's like you're trying to get away from the bad guy, you're trying to get to a safe place,
But they run up the stairs.
No. That's not the problem either. They stop to have a conversation, to talk. Like the bad guy's just going to come through the door and go, okay. Are you, ladies and gentlemen, done talking yet? That way I can, like, chop your head off now. No, you're not done yet? Okay, please continue. I mean, that's my thing. You know, it's like, why... This is stuff that I feel should have maybe been established before. I mean... Not all the conversations are like that. It's
not like they didn't have the time to do it during the bar.
Yeah, or even on the barge, or
on the barge,
before the barge.
But we can't say any more about that.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm trying not to give away too much. But that's the basics. It's kind of a straight to the point film. The fight scenes, I guess we call them action scenes, were very well choreographed. They were very well nice. Done for the most part. And unlike a lot of these other horror films that I've seen, they make logical mistakes that actually seem real. Anybody would make mostly, except for Mr. Toxic Waste Guy. That guy, biggest idiot I've seen in a movie in a long time.
Okay? He must have never seen Jurassic Park either.
He must not have seen any of these things.
Never do that.
I mean,
he did the tropes.
Of course, you know, it's kind of like, okay, like we see Texas Chainsaw Massacre. When Leatherface is chasing the girl and the guys in the truck is like, oh, damn, and he just takes off, you know. He sees the monster coming and just sits there and stares at it like, huh? And I'm like going, oh, no, dude. You have time to be surprised later. She just told you there's a monster. You saw it and then just sat there.
And see, the best part about these type of things is the way they cheat the shots.
Yeah.
It really brought in that I'd say Alfred Hitchcockian way of killing.
But
it kept it off and then it put it on when it was needed.
Editing was really good too.
Yeah, beautiful.
Really well cut film. The fades are not annoying and obnoxious.
Right.
The story, even though it's kind of straightforward, was well done. It was well executed.
It was And here's the thing, okay. I believe in time, Barge People will become a very good cult film. Unfortunately, when it came out right before COVID, and it didn't get onto DVD till the middle of COVID.
Right.
So, of course, it didn't get the push it needed.
Right.
But highly suggest, if you have 83 minutes to kill, check it out.
It's 83 minutes to kill. That should be a movie title. 83 minutes to kill.
And it doesn't kill until the 83 minutes.
But look, boils and ghouls, you know, as Dr. Morgus Rotten would put it.
So how many skulls would you give it?
My ghoul meter, I give it 3.5 out of 5. It's worth watching, and actually. I think the movie was done well enough that even if, you know, you liked it, you could possibly watch it again. And it would be definitely a good movie that would sit with something like Chud, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Wes Craven's The Hills Have Eyes, I mean, the mutants and all that.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously.
It really feels like England's version of it.
Other than the fact that there's cell phones in the film, too, the other thing that I love, it doesn't feel like a movie that was made now.
Yeah.
It's kind of really got almost 80s-centric feel to it. Other than...
Where's my reception?
Yeah, other than that there's cell phones in the movie, and it was kind of really nice. I mean, you actually, unlike we'll say like the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, you actually kind of felt sorry for the people in the film because it was like, yeah, this is a terrible thing happening to. I mean, a couple of them were douchebags, but most of the people were pretty decent people, and you kind of felt bad. But remember, the mutants are hungry.
Very hungry.
Very hungry. Anyway, that's a quick review today. We're not doing a super long one because, again, it's not an older film where we're really going to go delve deep into talking about. I do have one small complaint about this DVD. Okay, I don't know if this is a regular thing for Shudder, but where are the extras, man? Okay, this is one of the reasons that I like DVDs.
We put in the DVD, and he was trying to find
like the trailer or,
bonus features.
With something like this, I would love to have a bonus feature so I could sit and learn about how the film was made. Maybe get a interview with the director, some of the actors and actresses.
Commentary.
Makeup. We'd really like to know about the makeup because the makeup was really, really good in this film. And there's nothing. It's a very bare bones DVD. I don't know if it's because it didn't do well in the theater, but again, with COVID and whatnot, that's really kind of not fair. I would be very interested to see how well this does on Shudder. So seriously, if you have Shudder, you should really check out the Barge people if it's still streaming. I can't find it streaming anywhere else. I personally do not have Shudder. I'm going to change that though.
Right.
But honestly speaking, I like physical media over streaming any day. So I go and buy my DVDs. And, that's just the way it is. But like I said, this is going to be a shorter review. There you go. You got our thoughts and ideas on the Barge people. I'm saying you should probably watch it, especially if you like monster movies. It's definitely worth watching. It's not a Godzilla kaiju movie. It's slimy monsters come out of the water and rip out your intestines films. And
gnaw you just like...
Yeah, they're pretty nasty. But it's worth it. And for our next one, we'll be doing The Mind's Eye, which is supposed to be a Scanners type sequel that they never made. So I guess that's kind of a lie too. The best Scanners sequel we never got, but yet I'm holding it, so we did get it. Anyway, Wells and Cools, stay scared, watch the movie, enjoy, have a good one.